You hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, well, it's not saying anything, so I'm hoping it's recording. Alright, so this is Braxton Family Values, episode 10, season finale. And don't worry, I got the full episode down in the description box whenever it's going to be ready. Okay, the link's not ready yet. But for now, I'll put review. But when the link is ready, it is down in the description box, and it will no longer say review on the title. Alright. For you picky people out there, I always try to hook y'all up. Alright? So, this week was a no notes week for me, okay? I didn't write notes on any of my shows this week, and I didn't do it with this one either, okay? I watched this episode twice. I kind of been cooking in between, but yeah, so we're gonna get into it. So hopefully it'll be quick. First off, it's the girls at the table, and they're arguing like they was on last episode about the album, and then it turned into, well, Tamar saying that Tony didn't pave the way for her. Tony didn't make her. And Trina's arguing with her, yes, if it wasn't for Tony, nobody would know who you are. And she was like, I beg to differ. Jesus, made me, okay? Paved the way for me. Don't try it. And then, Trina starts arguing with her about how Tamar had them kicked out of, after the show. And she's like, I did not have you kicked out. And they was like, yes, and you threw a water bottle at your sister. And she's like, I threw a water bottle at you. And she's like, no, you threw it at Tracy. And Tamar's like, look, okay, I didn't have my tour manager kick you out. And they like, yes you did. And she gets up and she walks away. And I was like, Tamar is gonna come right back. And next thing you know, she does start coming back. Tawana's talking, I don't know what the hell Tawana was talking about. But, excuse me, y'all, okay, I showed you a little something. But anyway, Tawana was talking. And, Tamar rushes back in. She's like, excuse me, Tony Braxton, you are a legend. You are great. You have done so much. But I don't feel like you made me, okay? I look up to you. Yes, I was your backup singer for 20 years. But I don't feel like you made me. And she gets it. She storms off. So they're basically like, Trina's like, I didn't say that, Tony, that you made us, but it's the simple fact that if it weren't, that your last name was Braxton, then we wouldn't be as big as we, people wouldn't know who we are, okay? And Tamar, she's right. People wouldn't know who y'all were if it weren't for Tony, okay? Tamar goes to say she had 4 record deals. And she was like, if it was because of Tony, why hadn't blown up then, okay, after all them years? And it's more because this show happened because of Tony, okay, Tamar? I know this was your idea for the show, but nobody would be as interested. When they first started watching the show, it was because, Tony Braxton is on the show. And yes, it was for Tony Tamar. Okay? That's what a lot of people tuned in for, to see how Tony lives her life. And that gave you and your sister the platform to go ahead and prove your talents. Do what you wanted to do all your life, okay? So you do need to somewhat thank Tony, because we wouldn't know what beautiful voice you have also, and what gifts you have also, Tamar, if it wasn't for Tony being on the show and people tuning in to see Tony, and then we happen to see oh, who's this chick, Tamar? Who's this girl, Trina, you know? So, Tony did. She paid, you know, Tony did that for you. And you need to be more humble about it, okay? So, anyways, you know, Trina, you know, next day or a few days later, Trina calls her dad. She likes to get advice from him, and she's just saying that how her and Tamar is just like, well, the sisters and Tamar, like, it's just crazy. Like, Tamar, she's just, you know, she's not humble enough, basically, what she was saying, and the things that she said after the show, though may have been a mistake for us to run out there, you know, we had good intentions, so it wasn't cool for you to be like, you mother effing bees and all this. And she's like, I can't really, you know, start dealing with Tamar like that and until she apologizes. And so next thing you know, Tamar and Trina had to go to the Essence Festival. They had a panel. And Tamar also had to perform. Basically, I think she closed. I didn't go to the Essence Festival this year. My mama did, though. But they went to the Essence Festival, and, you know, Tamar had to close the show out for Sunday night. And Trina had to do the panel. So Tamar and Trina did a panel where they was asking the questions about, basically questions about last season and how none of her sisters, you know, well, Tawanda doesn't support her. And Tamar was like, you mean one sister, Trina? And then she started to talk about how she's trying to, you know, get along with her sisters better by shutting her mouth. And Trina's like, oh, really? When did this come? Oh, okay, I got to, you know, I ain't seen this yet. I can't wait for this, for you to start shutting your mouth more. So then, afterwards, you know, Tamar and Trina leaving the panel or whatever. Trina is leaving. Trina and Gabe is leaving. Tamar's like, what are you doing? Like, I thought you was going to stay. And it was like, no, I have not seen my son in a month. Okay, they're not getting along right now. I have to go. So, let me just say, what clip they showed Tamar on the Essence Festival, it looked like I missed a good show. It did. That show looked good. And I'm kind of salty about it, but whatever. There's always next year, right? Alright. Alright, so, excuse me. Next they got, gosh, all these damn T names. Shit. Tracy is having a video shoot for her song, Last Call. And she wants all her sisters to be there. Now, Tracy, I don't know. The guy that they had on the video with her looks fine, but she was not feeling him at all, okay? They had no chemistry whatsoever, so she had to pull a little acting off. It was awkward as hell, okay? Let me just say that. It was just awkward as hell. They had to have a little love scene. She said she had to put extra acting into it because she just wasn't feeling this guy at all. So then, when, you know, her sister showed up, they're giving them directions. Tawanda couldn't come because she had food poisoning. They're giving them directions, and they said, well, the guy is going to come to the door. You're going to pull the guy in and say, Tracy, your date is here. And, you know, Tamar's like, we're going to go pull a grown man in the house. And Tony's like, Tamar, this is not your video. And she was like, look, I was just trying to see what we had to do. I was just trying to get it right, okay? And, you know, Tony's like, we have to bring her in. We have to let her know that this ain't her video and that she needs to check herself. So they end up doing their part. And Tamar is talking about, I can't get over how small his feet is. Oh my God. He wear like a size 3. He like in Logan size.
Okay? He must have a junior man. And it's like, Tamar, this shit is so rude. You in a damn, like, business. This is Tracy's place of business right now. And you just being so rude right now. And it ain't like the guy can't hear you. Everybody else can. Okay? Stop being that damn mean. And why do you care so bad? It seems like all you doing is, spitting out negativity. Okay? Don't be that. Don't be a negative Nancy. Get over it, okay? So, they're all in LA. And since they're all in LA, Trina had already invited her father out there to, be with them all. And then on the way, to LA on the plane, their father ended up having a seizure and he passed out. Then, everybody went to the hospital to go see him. Even Miss E. Miss E was like, you'll do anything just to see me, won't you? And it's so funny because if you remember on, like, the first season, they couldn't stand to be in a room together. Now it's them, anytime you see him, you see Miss E. And it's nice. It's nice to, see them all together. And for once, they weren't arguing. So afterwards, they're having a dinner for their daddy. And Tamar and the dad and Miss E. What's his name? Michael Braxton. Okay. They're all at the dinner, And the girls are late as hell. And Tamar is sitting there telling like, look, I get so sick and tired of arguing with my sisters. I just don't feel like I don't want to work with them anymore. And, her dad tells her like, look, what comes out your mouth can never go back in. Alright, you need to watch what you say and how y'all talk to each other. And then Miss E is over there just like biting her tongue so bad. And Tamar like, okay, go ahead and give it to me, Mama. I know you want to say something. She was like, it's very disappointing how y'all sit there and y'all argue with each other and y'all talk to each other. The names that y'all call each other is just pathetic. And I don't know, I think y'all need to get away together and try to, squash it out. You can't even get the album done. Okay, it's ridiculous how you talk to each other. And y'all just need to squash it on out. And Tamar was like, and that's why I feel like my decision is just because we're just not getting along. And I feel like if I start working with them, then we can't be arguing like we used to. They gonna always be my sisters. I'ma always love them. Next thing you know, Trina and Tracy and Tawanda shows up. They got food. And Tamar's like, y'all are 3 hours late. And she's like, the girl's like, no, we not. They was like, yes, you were 3 hours late. Okay? So then Tony shows up and she's like, ooh, this is awkward. Somebody told me it started at 9. And everybody's sitting there looking like, Tony, you full of shit. I kind of believe Tony. I feel like somebody did tell her that it started at 9. She showed up with her boys and they were just looking awkward as hell. So then, the next day, they all go out to eat. And, excluding their father. The father went back to Baltimore. So Tony makes an announcement and she's playing a game with them. She started bringing up, Halle Berry, stuff like that. And then she just comes out and tells them, look, I have a concert in Africa, me and Babyface, and y'all are all coming. And Tamar was like, oh, okay, that's good, yeah. And everybody's like, yeah, that's good, we want to go. And then Tamar's like, is the kids coming? And Tony's like, no. And Tamar like, so my husband can't come either? And they're like, no. And she was like, oh, I don't know about that. And then Tony's like, well, why you gotta be like that? Just say you gonna come. And Tamar was like, I don't know, I gotta pray on it. And Tony was like, just stop. Just stop acting like that. And Tamar was like, look, I have a baby.
Tony's like, we all have babies, we all have kids, okay? And Tamar's like, I just don't know. Okay, I just been feeling like we've been arguing a lot. And Tony is cutting her off. And Tamar starts getting, annoyed. And they like, just let her finish, Tony. And Tony's like, I'm not going to let her finish because, we don't need to get into this. We're going to all go. We're going to have fun. And Trina's like, well, Tamar looks like something's really bothering her. And Tamar's like, look, we've been arguing a lot. Okay? A lot. And I just don't feel like, I don't feel like us being around each other, working with each other is the best thing. And I just feel like we shouldn't work. I shouldn't work with y'all anymore because it's always Tamar this, Tamar that, and I don't know how to make y'all happy. Okay, I can't make y'all feel how I feel. And, and they start talking about the album. She was like, look, we couldn't even get, the album done. We cannot get the single done, the album done, nothing. And Tony's like, well, speaking of the single, I think we should push it back some. And I'm like, wow, really? Push the single back? And she was like, look, we can't even make a trip to Africa. Do we really need to do the single right now? We can't even get it together. And Tawana's like, wow, the single just got pushed back, but I don't know. I think we're going to do it. It's just going to take a long time. It's like, no, it looks like y'all not going to do anything. And I hope y'all can really get it together. I hope Tamar does work with you again because I like to see all of them on the Braxtons. So, I hope the sisters can get it together. Braxton's is over for this season. And Tamar and Vince come on, and I'm going to be watching that, and I'm going to be reviewing that because that is my show. And I hope they get it together. I want to see another Braxtons with all of them on there. I hope that they get along more. It's funny when they get along more. They so much better that way. But that's it for this, this little review. Now, when the link is available, I will put it down there. Eventually, I will learn how to record. And, learn how to record it straight off the TV or whatever and to edit the commercials out. And I will put it on my website. It will not be on YouTube. It will be on my website. But y'all be easy and take care.